literacy and how to get your digital life in order. Welcome to that conference. One way that things like that conference happen is because of sponsors and sometimes because of sponsored freebies, which we appreciate. Honestly, without the support of these types of people or in these companies, that conference doesn't happen. And so in your passing time, try to give them at least a modicum of attention or comment on the quality of their giveaways or whatever. They see the value in supporting the conference, and it isn't typically just, I want you in a database. So talk to them, be nice. So although we're at the beginning of that conference, it's never too early to start thinking about next year. It appears to be ever so slightly later. I'm not 100% sure if that's because of calendars, like because of the weeks, or if it actually is a little bit later. So just keep in mind that that is a thing. At the end of this session, there will be this slide with a very large QR code that is to give session feedback. This should be in every talk, so get used to seeing something like this and having the ability to give hopefully positive or at least constructive feedback to all of the people that you hear during that conference. As far as resources are concerned, these slides are that link. I swear it's not a Rickroll. If you want to follow along, these are Remark.js slides, so you can go through the slides with me if you want. I also have a website, which is my name. Oh, I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Ross Larson. I have a website, which is my name, rosslarson.com. If you go to /talks, there's links to every talk that I've done. And if you go to /slides, it's all the slides that I've ever done. And so these slides are on that site. There is also the session page has links to the worksheets in PDF form, as well as most of the relevant links that I'll be discussing today. Did anybody need to look at the QR code? I don't want to okay. I'm not trying to keep it from you. We're good? Awesome, yeah, feel free to follow on. And if you want to like the super secret, it doesn't work on a phone, but if you're on just a regular web browser, if you press the P button, you get to see my presenter scripts because they're in the slide. I mean, I don't know if you care about that, but that's a thing. So, more about me. I'm Ross. I'm a father, a gamer, a coder, a geek, a speaker sometimes, and a bunch of other stuff. The coding that I do, I'm a back-end .NET developer at work. The free time coding I do is mostly .NET Core, web scrapers, and Hugo static sites. I also almost died 5 years ago. This is me. You may know, or you probably don't know, Decorah, Iowa still has a Star Wars Episode 1 Pepsi machine. If you are an alumnus of Luther College, one of the fun things to do is to make a pilgrimage back to Anakin Skywalker and find out that we are still pod racing. Also attended the NFL draft when it was in Chicago. Looking forward to it being back in Green Bay, not this year, but next year. And this is we're going to open open spaces soon. This was my first. I think this was me doing my first open space, or at least telling people about please coming to my open space. I think that was the thing that got me kind of excited about being a speaker at that conference, and I've been speaking here for like 6-7 years now, so pretty excited. And this is me. I'm a dad. I like soccer. My cat likes to jump on my shoulder. And this is me. That's a picture of me hiding under a futon to avoid doing dishes at Thanksgiving when I was a college student. I had a Game Gear to keep me company, so that was good. This is my son being introduced to my daughter, and this is us living the baby wearing life because our kids were 18 months apart. We didn't get to sleep, but we didn't like strollers because they were big and bulky. So the large question is, who are you? How do you want to be remembered? It's the question that we're trying to get to the bottom of today. Feel free to take a worksheet as you sit down. Or don't. There's a video, whatever. So this is super easy, right? Like, we'll just do the Bender style, where we find a planet, get a lot of slaves, and make a huge monument which has got, animatronics, fire. People will remember us forever. But that's actually not how it works. So, regardless of the effort that we put into it, we can't make people remember us. That's not how it works. What we can do is we can communicate to people how we'd like to be remembered. We can organize the things that matter to us. And we can make it easier for people to remember by organizing our own lives. And hopefully we can do some of that today. Oh, surprise! As a way of becoming a software developer, I got a psychology French double major. So here's some psychology today. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is part of personality theory. The big thing to keep in mind is, in the psychology of legacy is a question of privilege. Some of you may have remembered a pandemic that happened recently where a lot of us were at the bottom level. We were trying to stay alive, and we were trying to stay safe. We are getting to a point where that's not the only thing that we have to worry about anymore, which means we can start moving up the pyramid. And near the higher ends are prestige, feelings of accomplishment, thoughts of our legacy. As we kind of live in this transitional time, this is a good time to think about this sort of stuff. So, here's the scope of your legacy. I mean, if it's not in the cloud, it's probably going to end up on something like this. It's either coming from or going to something like a hard drive, a flash drive, a cloud storage account. And I mean, this is the best case scenario, right? Today, I'm going to try to get you to think about making your digital life a little bit easier to view, to save, to create, and to share. Why not? Honestly, I don't have a good answer, but it might not always be as easy as it is right now to save what you're trying to save. In the future, just you yourself may have aphasia or some sort of brain disorder that prevents you from communicating. The words are up here. They might not forever be able to come back up. My mom is suffering from progressive primary aphasia. She is in the process of losing her voice. Other things that might come into this: vision issues. It's going to be a lot harder to make great digital copies if you can't see the screen. If you have injuries that affect your mobility or the ability to type and use a mouse, just ask Clark, who did the snowboarding thing and his entire shoulder got messed up for like 3 years. It was hard to just do computing. Other stuff might be involved. Also, not even about you, the web and the internet is in the process of changing. We're kind of seeing it happen and we don't really know what's going on. The stuff that we have in places is not guaranteed to be there forever. And so why now? Digitally speaking, it might not be there forever, and the time that you think to check for it might be too late. Here are some warnings for you. I am not a financial consultant. I will not fix your finances today. That's not a thing. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a software developer. I'm not trying to sell you life insurance. I'm not trying to make you make a will. You probably should make a will because it sucks to not have one. Apparently, again, I don't have personal experience, but take everything with a grain of salt and from the experience or from the perspective of a software developer, not a person who's goal it is financially to make sure your family is taken care of. And there are plenty of salespeople that will happily talk to you about this, but that's not the point. So here's the fun thing about your digital legacy. It is a choose your own adventure. You get to pick. The stuff that matters to you can be the stuff that you can focus your time on. I don't know what matters to you because I don't know you very well. But you do. And so use that opportunity to focus and direct the efforts that you have. The passions that you have, the technology that you use, this will help inform the way that you shape your legacy. Also, the investment in either time, software, or money will also help determine the way that this legacy kind of takes shape. It's not my money, I don't get to choose how you spend it, or the time. So here's the whole thing. Let's talk about the bus factor. If a bus hits you, even if it's a beautiful electric bus from the Madison transit system that's green and friendly, it's helping make the world a better place. If this bus hit you, and I'm not here tomorrow, what are the things that need taken care of? So at your job, they replace you. They just do. If you're an entrepreneur, there's more complicated stuff. If you own a business or if you're a linchpin, that's other stuff. You should take care of that, but I am not qualified to give you business advice on that side. So focusing on the personal, at home things aren't as simple. As far as I can tell, the personal stuff falls into roughly 3 different categories. Those categories are practical stuff, digital assets and presence, and digital media.